Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And I mean, literally, it does not work. So let's get open for business here, or let's reopen for business, and let's wake those football guys out. They're trying to check out. They are literally checking out on us right now. Um, believe it or not, we are sitting at the exact same space that we were in 2015. We're 2-6. We lost our quarterback. This is truly a deja vu moment. We took Tony Romo for granted the same way we took Dak Prescott for granted. And the team seems completely abysmal without him. That is, there's no way that you can look at that any differently. Now, the question is how do we get out of this? Well, yesterday, if nothing else, proved one thing. It proved that homegrown talent works better than a bunch of free agents. You looked at us getting rid of Emerson Griffin, trading him away to the Lions to get a pick back, and inserting Randy Gregory. Definitely played better. You could look putting in Gallimore, the Canadian bulldozer, putting him in the middle and working with him. We got better production than we did with Don Terry Poe. Our defense, boy, this wind is kicking out here. They're blowing. It's crazy. It's blowing the umbrellas. It's blowing plants and trash cans, everything. This is crazy. Getting like 50 and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now. But you can look at that and say those guys played well. You can look at what we've gotten from free agent offensive linemen. You know, we got Cam Irving, but you look at some of the moves that we made, that the guys that are actually playing well are guys that we found in the draft. You look at a guy like Taylor Badass. You look at him and say, that's our center. That's the guy that's replacing Travis Frederick. Joe Looney is not getting the center spot back. And that trade that you made with the Eagles to get him, that was worthwhile. That is truly a win. And you look at this and say, okay, you think of CeeDee Lamb. Hey, CD, he's not doing well with the quarterbacks we have right now, but with Dak Prescott, you look and say, yeah, that's a cornerstone piece. You look at Diggs, who has been trial by fire. 2 interceptions yesterday. Now, granted, Carson Wentz, is that quarterback that says you get an interception and you get an interception and you get an interception and you get a fumble and you get a fumble because he's serving up plenty of turnovers. It should be more of I don't know about walk it to him, but fumble it to him. But he's got 2 interceptions, and I don't know that anybody in our team has had 2 interceptions in a season or more than that in years. I think the last time may have been Sean Lee in maybe 2015 or 2014. I think he had 3. So at this moment, you look and say the guys that are playing the best are guys that you drafted. That's a fact. Very rarely do we have the Aldon Smiths that we get in free agency. Usually they're the Don Terry Poes. So that tells you, okay, we're up Schitt's Creek. We need to fix things. Best thing is we've got the draft coming up. And for the Cowboys, we are sitting pretty. And as bad as that game was yesterday, losing it sucks because I'm hearing from all the Eagle fans that are pounding their chest, you own the Cowboys and everything else. And yeah, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. But the Eagles are going to be facing reality this offseason because they are literally, we look at our cap situation and say, well, we can't pay Dak. Well, the problem for the Eagles is, as bad as it looks for us, we still have $20-some million of cap space right now that'll roll into next year. So in essence, we'll still have some, about $20-some million in cap room when the offseason starts, even if the cap goes all the way down to the 175. We will still have about $20 million in cap room, which is great compared to the Eagles. The Eagles have $263 million scheduled on their cap for next year. And they're going to have to gut the roster to get down to even. They don't have to pay a quarterback, but they've got some problems. And you can look at that and say the Eagles, that team's getting old. I mean, you got guys like Deshaun Jackson who can't stay on the field, that when you cut him, you're going to have dead money. You need to replace him. Yeah, you had Ragar last night, but Ragar didn't exactly do a whole lot. You got Zach Ertz, who's probably going to leave because he wants to get paid. So the Eagles have a lot of problems. We have a lot of spaces to fill. Now, if you look at last night, you got to feel better and say, okay, our defensive line has been crap until at least yesterday. And yesterday, we started playing the younger guys. So now you start thinking, okay, we have a core. You look and say, we're going to probably sign Aldon Smith. You look and say, we got Randy Gregory, who's still dirt cheap. You look at Gallimore, who, he's going to get bigger and get his man body and get some experience. And you look at D-Law showing up really well yesterday. Okay, that's not as bad as it looked when you had Everson Griffin and Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe, these guys that were short-term. These are guys that are relatively young that you can build on. And you let go guys like Tyrone Crawford go. So, okay, you're not so bad there. So maybe you don't have as many holes as you need. You truly need safety help. You truly need a shutdown corner. And maybe that's where you look and you get a veteran, maybe make a trade for, like, say, a Stephon Gilmore. I'm not saying you do that, but that's the mentality. Now, by losing, if we had won or if we win the division, the lowest we could pick would be 19th. Right now, that's where the Eagles are picking, 19th. Not bad, but not getting a player that's going to really change the narrative. Because we lost that game, we're 5th. We are the 5th pick in the draft. But here's where it really helps you, because it's not just that 5th pick. And who knows? The season's bad. You have just one game ahead of the guys that are there, except for the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to do much. But, then again, our ranking, we're ranked as, one of the bottom teams in the NFL, as we should be. But understand that it's not just that first pick that you look at. That first pick, 5. That pulls up that second pick. So currently, this is rough estimates. It's going to be subject to change depending on how their season goes. But your second round pick is 37th. 37th. 37 is close to a first round pick. It's pretty good. Your third round pick is 74th. Okay. So now you've got a compensatory pick because we lost Byron Jones, because we lost Jeff Heath, because we lost Robert Quinn and Randall Cobb. We're getting 4 compensatory picks, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a 6th. Now, the way the compensatory picks go is you do all the regular picks, and then the compensatory picks go in at the end of the round. So that means you're going to be picking 97th, roughly. 97th for that compensatory pick. So we're looking at 4 picks in the top 100. But wait, there's more, because we got that 4th round pick too. That 4th round pick is going to be somewhere around 106. So you have 5 picks because we lost, because we're crap. 5 picks in the top 106 draft picks. That's huge. With that, you can do a lot of things to adjust your team. Hypothetically, there's Justin Fields, there's Trevor Lawrence. I don't know where we'll fall in there, but you're looking at those 2 guys probably being the 2 quarterbacks that are taken. Some people say, let's take Trevor Lawrence. Guys, I'll deal with that whole situation another time. But, if you're in a position to draft him, great. I'm happy as shit because I'm trading out of there. I'm open for business. Who wants to give me 3 number 1s plus for Trevor Lawrence? because with 3 number ones, I can fill in a whole lot of holes and get a lot of impact players that can help the team day one. So, in essence, for our Cowboys, losing might actually be winning. I know every year, you don't ever want to look and say, "Man, I don't want to lose." But if there's a year for us to lose, it's this year because of the compensatory picks. It's this year because you're going to be able to rebuild the team with high draft picks. You follow what I'm saying? Because, okay, so we win that game yesterday. We win a couple more. Let's say we go 6-10. We make the playoffs. We ain't winning the ring. And ultimately, it's about getting to where you want to be, and that is winning a Super Bowl. And the only way you do that is getting young talent, quality talent that's homegrown, that you develop in your system that fit your system, and you go to war, and you have some luck. So we won yesterday, at least in my mind. Feel free to disagree. We'll talk about this in a little bit more detail tonight. And Eagles, thanks for that trade that you guys made so we could get Taylor Badass. I appreciate that.